Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to FCA. This is a counseling review section organized by First Choice Academy, and I think it's now already. Let's just give about 1 to 2 minutes for some of our colleagues to join. Then we're going to start very shortly. You're all welcome. Okay, you're welcome once again. My name is Hayom. We don't want to take too much of our time, so we're going to start right away. You're all welcome and thanks for joining us this evening. Remember, we are just trying to give you kind of advice as regards to ICANN exams and how you can, excel in your future exams, and how do you also recover from whatever shock you might have received relating to ICANN, and if you have also made success, right? How do you also continue to sustain that? So I have here with us the director in FCA, is in charge of learning and development, and we popularly call him the director of studies, and it's been awesome. And he put this together actually. This is Heidi, and I have to personally support the vision, right? And that's Mr. Taiwo Ibrahim. So he's going to come up now to give us some insight on how we can really go about our exams. How do we really prepare, especially for the next exam? That's May 2023, and of course, he's going to also take us through a kind of review, post-exam review around November 2022 exams, and probably if we've made maybe 1 or 2 mistakes, he'll be able to advise as an experienced person in the field. All right. Okay, so you are welcome once again. Then I will come back again to also add to whatever is going to tell us here. So Mr. Taiwo, you are welcome. I think you should be able to share your screen, right? You're welcome.
Let me disable the to be able to share. Allow me to be able to share. I'm still disabled. I'm still disabled in sharing the screen. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Good evening, all. Thank you, the chairman. I appreciate your server. Thank you so much, and welcome. I'm welcoming you all to FCA platform, a counseling session for our students. Okay. Based on the opening server, let me first. This is ICANN November 2022 post-exam results counseling and review session. And I'm really happy having you on board today. Thank you so much for coming on board. Now, let me first start with this. Let me first congratulate those of our students. I mean, the student that passed this last exams. I really congratulate you for the good job. I mean, at least you are able to put through and pass that level to the next level. Congratulations. But the second side of it is those people that actually failed the last exam, that had issue with the last exam. You know, we want to say this, that this exam, ICANN exam, is doable, is achievable. I don't want you to look at it from the angle that, oh, I failed, so that's the end. No, it's not the end. It's achievable. If we can be qualified and be a chartered accountant, I know you too can also do that. Yes. And I will dwell a little bit on those people that failed the last exam or had issue with one or two papers, or I've been writing a paper, but I've been having issue with that paper and still had the issue the last night. I need to appeal to you to calm down and look at and cascade down to what really happened with the last diet. What are the reasons? What are those things? What are the points to take out of that last diet failure? And how can we convert that failure to success this diet? So that's what I want you to look at. I get what I'm saying now. That you failed now does not mean that this next diet you will not call it, you will not pass the paper. I want you to have that at the back of your mind. That you had an issue with the paper, or you have been having an issue, does not mean that this next diet will not be the end of the failure. I hope you're getting there. And one thing I also always tell our students is that, you see, failing an exam, we have different level, different cadre of students. We have some students that ordinarily, they had the idea of the reason why they failed the paper. They knew the reason why they failed that paper. We have a category of students that way. It's just that those students will not be able to say it out to us, that these are the reasons, these are what I did wrong that made me to have the issue. Now, another category of students that we also have are those students that they don't even know, they do not even know the reason why they are failing that paper, but they continue failing the paper. Either it's FMO, PMO, FRO, they continue having that continuous problem. I get it. That's another category of, these are two categories now. We have some that they knew the reason why they failed. It's possible they did not pay attention to the details, or they did not come to class, or even they came to class, they did not pay attention to revising the materials before the exam. Or sometimes it's possible that they are sick, or they have health issue, or their relations are having issues, which affected them towards that exam, during the exam period, which now culminated to their failing the exam. I get it. They had some of the students. And we also have the other type of students that they don't even know the reason why they are failing. They are prepared, they have done all their best, they have gone to the best centers and so on, and they are still having the failure. You see, these are two categories. I get it. But irrespective of the category that you fall in this evening, I want to assure you that if you listen attentively to these counseling sessions, and you are able to constructively use this, what we are saying now, in this next diet you are going into, I'm telling you, even if you get one in the last diet, in a particular paper that you have been failing, I'm telling you, you will surmount it and you will pass very well this diet and you clear it. I get it, because it's achievable. Okay, I hope you can hear me. Okay, I haven't given the opening salvo about the cadre of students that we have, and the need for us to know that we can pass this exam, and not just only passing it, we can pass it to the world in flying colors. Now, I will need to quickly let us know this. These are we just had to cook up this. ICANN exam and its peculiarities. The second is is tips on how to stay motivated after an unsuccessful result. The third one is reasons for failing ICANN exam / the tips on how to pass the exam in one sitting. Why the last one is the closing remarks. Let me start this with ICANN exam and its peculiarities. Now, you see, most of our students they don't know they cannot really categorize or cannot place this ICANN exam the way the peculiarity of this exam. Some of them they relate it with the school exam. Let me say this. Our school exam, no, before you can get into this ICANN exam, I know you must have passed through school, university, or our tertiary institutions, our university or polytechnic, or even ATS. You must have gone through that. Now, please, for that, those who are coming from university and polytechnic, you need to understand that the way they are managing our university system and polytechnic systems currently are not really giving the best, bringing the best out of our students. I guess so. When these students are coming from these universities and polytechnic and wanting to write this exam, ICANN exam, they will always forget that their universities are more of academic exercise. Why this is a fusion of academic and professionalism. I mean, ICANN. Now, coming into ICANN now, students need to understand the peculiarity of it that ICANN in themselves, those who are the handlers of ICANN, they already have the mindset, they already understood the fact that there are issues with our academic system. They understood that. And with that, they want to ensure that that's what happened in our university, the rot in our university system is not really the baggage from there, is not carried in the system. They are always assertive when it comes to their exam. They are always very careful. They are always very even authoritative sometimes. I get assertive as far as that ICANN exam is concerned, in the sense that they want to be sure that whoever they release that they declared as passing that exam really was really qualified to get that result. It's not that someone that just crammed, just go into the exam, pass the exam and say, oh, it's even easy. No, they want to see that any student that is passing through this ICANN exam must have gone through the rigor and must have merited the results before they can release the person. That's why we see some of our students will say, oh, they are so mean. I wrote all the paper, I put all the report down, I did all this, and at the same time, they still fail me. What exactly are they marking? What is, there are all these backlash from students that but from there, I'm not seeing them shitting their ground in the nearest future. I'm telling you, because they already have the mindset that you have to do the job before you get the result. Now, how do we now connect the two? Some of our students are coming from universities and polytechnics, but because of the rot in the system or the deficiencies of our lecturers in school, those students are not really well equipped to face the demand of ICANN. Now, on the other side of ICANN understood that, and they are not ready to back down. I get on the quality and the delivery of getting. Now, that now brings the questions to how should a student, an ICANN student, go through the ICANN exam without a problem? How would they go through it without having this backlash that, oh, I fail? I get what I'm saying now. That simply means that that student that is coming into the ICANN exam must have it at the back of his mind that is going into a professional exam and understood the way or the psyche of the words of those examiner as far as this exam is concerned, that they will not let the student go unless they have that qualification, the merit, that result. That is why I will always tell our students, in the course of preparing for the exam, if you are not ready in a particular diet to do their exam, keep the resources and wait till when we are ready. Don't do fire brigade approach. You doing fire brigade approach will definitely impact on your success. I get it, because there are systems in place by ICANN to ensure that they checkmate the system in such a way that anybody that is going through the system is actually having the prerequisite. I hope you get what I'm saying. So it's very important for us to know. So after explaining that ICANN and its peculiarity, that they are very assertive, Fine, they are the one handling this accounting professional exams as relate to accounting in Nigeria and with other bodies like ANA. But because of the fact that we have systemic problem in our educational systems, they always raise the bar. They always raise the bar for our students, and they want our students to do the right thing per time for them to be able to clear. Okay, but do I say ICANN is 100% foolproof, or they are 100% also correct in their words, in the way they manage the systems? I will not say that, because there are one or two lapses in their words. They are not 100% perfect, but in their imperfections, I get me. What you want as a student is that you get this results in a record time and exit. I get me, because I understand that there are a lot of concerns with some students regarding finances. Some students don't even have the financial capability to put through this exam, and they are just struggling to do this exam. I guess, and they now get to exam and they are failing. And we have some students that their problem is they have a pressure in the office. They are pressuring them in the office that they should deliver the results. In fact, there are some people that are stunted in the office that they don't even have a growth. The growth is stunted. They are not giving them their dues because they don't have the prerequisites. They ask them to go and bring the certificate. Those people are having that pressure. We're having some that are even having health issues, but still they're still going through these exams. So everybody, we have different concerns. Okay, but in the midst of these concerns, we must ensure that we do the right thing. I get him in such a way that so that you'll be able to use it for whatever you want to use it. So my concern this night is now the first thing the second thing I would need to talk about now, if prevention and had an issue, I was unable to pass it, then what are the tips on how to stay motivated after an unsuccessful result? Now, I can connect with you. You don't need to tell me that you are not happy that you failed. I actually shared in that grief, in that pain, that you had an issue in the last exam. I'm so sorry that paper that you did the last exam that you thought you were going to clear and get to the next level, they still gave you the same thing that they gave the last time. They still said they failed. What exactly happened? I shared in that pain. I get in it. But why we are here this night is to what? Is to work on that. Is to cascade down to what happened in that last night for those people that failed that exam. And now see, having that understanding of what happened in last night, what are those things that we need to do for us to stay happy and still be motivated to want to do the next exam? Because let me tell you this, irrespective of what happened, immediately a student failed, then the student is already having an issue, already having a baggage that is taking it to the next diet, into the next class. So you're already having an issue unless you are able to self-motivate yourself. I get in now. Before the next class, I'm telling you, it will be as if you are struggling with that pain and struggling with the study. And there is no way you'll be struggling with the pain of failure and also be struggling to pass. That it will not jive. I get me. That's why we need to debrief ourselves. We need to work on ourselves and see, okay, what's the best way for me to stay motivated, even in the face of this failure, so that when I'm going into the next class, I wish we're going to start this week, this end of the week anyway. When I'm going to say, so I will be able to record success. I get me. So what are the tips? What are those tips that on how to stay motivated after an unsuccessful result? Number one, I put here is don't panic and be kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself too much. You don't need to be panic. Fine. The results is gone. We are done. We have finished the exam. They released their results. I get him, and the result is out. A student failed, and you still want to have this certificate. Give yourself. Okay, remember the time when you were in school, when you are in a semester that you are having 10 papers and semesters, and you have 1 or 2 papers that are giving you headache. But you still surmounted that headache. You still passed it and still qualify and say, so when you go and do your service. It means that any problem that we have is meant to be solved. Therefore, I wouldn't want you to use what happened this last diet to start punishing yourself and not start thinking. I get what I'm saying now. No, you have to remove any panic this diet. You are going in newly. Even if you are repeating that last paper that you failed, you are repeating it as a student, as a new student that is coming in newly to do the paper. And you should what? You should be totally kind to yourself. Don't punish yourself. Don't say, "Oh, I'm so bad." Don't tell yourself that, "Can I even make it in my life?" Don't tell yourself that, "Can this thing even be doable?" Are you getting me? There was a student that I took one time that came to the center one time, and he now came back and said, "Oh, I failed. I want to come to receive lecture again." I said, "What happened the last exam? What was the result?" He said, "Oh, guy, I cannot tell you my result." I said, "Tell me. What's the session? We are the one teaching you. Tell us." He said, "If I tell you, well, you'll be annoyed with me. Tell me." The student answered, he got 2/100. He got 2/100. And he changed his face as if I said, "No, no. At least you tried. You got 2. It's not 1. It's not 0. You got 2. It's something. You just need to move from there and to the next level." As I'm telling you today, the student already passed the paper. I get me now. The paper that he failed, I got 2/100. He eventually passed it with about 60. I hope you're getting me. So it's doable. Please, if he has not forgiven himself that time, when he's getting into this new diet now, he will still be carrying that baggage and he will still be affecting his productivity. And don't forget, as you are coming into the class or you are coming for the exam again, you are getting, there are a lot of things that is going in. Your resources is going in. Your social life is going in. Your even your health is going in. Your time is going in into it. Then is it not worth it for you to forgive yourself of what happened in the past and what and so that you can be able to do well in the next side. In the next side. So number one thing for you to stay motivated is that you must not panic and be kind to yourself. Number two is that your grade does not define you, will not define you. Like the last example I gave you now, someone got 2. And so what? It's a got it too. Yeah, if anybody tells you that, yo, you do not know how to do, you do not know book, let the person also come and do the paper. Yes, let the person also come and sit for the exam and see how the exam is like. Please, I don't want you to look at it as the grades that you get is what is defined. Even we have some students that they will pair themselves with their colleague that passed and say, "Oh, they will be pitying themselves that my colleague that passed me, I'm still at this level." I'm sorry, you are not competing with anybody. Hello, you are not competing with anybody. You are coming in into the exam. We are coming in here. You are coming in to get the paper and be productive and use it for your life. So by and large, when you come to the center, you are able to see friends and so on. And please, I want to dissociate yourself from self-comparison, and we are going into different directions. So there's no basis of you running the same thing at the same thing. No. If they pass, yeah, God, thank God for them. If you had an issue, fine, hold on, do the needful, then you go to the next level. Moreover, it's even possible that those students, those colleagues of yours, that you think that they are ahead of you, it's possible that you even get ahead of them in the long run. We don't pray for anybody to fail, but please, I don't want you to use your grade to define yourself. It's very important. Number 3 of the thing that you can make it to stay motivated is that you have to learn from the failure and be constructive about it. So let me emphasize on this. When I say you have to learn from your failure, you see, we have in your mind, you will know that I'm saying the truth now. We have some students that had a failure in the last diet. They failed. But instead of them to introspect and see that what exactly was the reason why I failed this paper, they will not do it. They will not introspect. What they will just do is that, oh, the diet is already commencing again. They will jump into the class again. They start the cycle again. The most difficult thing to do in life is to think. Have you for once sat down to think out and see what exactly made me to fail this paper? What exactly? Is it that I did not prepare very well? Is it that I had a health challenge? Is it that during that time I was late to the exam? Is it that when I got into the exam I was not organized? Is it that my calculator malfunctioned in the exam? Is it that I was hungry in the exam? You see all these issues which can culminate into a student passing. We expect a student that failed the exam, that want to stay motivated for this next exam, to be able to what? To look back into that last exam and see what exactly are likely, so that you can pick out from it what are those things that led to it, and be able to use that to what? In the next diet. I mean, you're able to use it to what? To prevent that in the next diet. Please, if you are doing that, you have to be so constructive about it. When I say you should look back, I'm not saying you should look back and start blaming yourself. Constructive. You have to look back and see constructively what are those things that led to that failure. Then you can now work with it. I get you. You must do it with joy. Don't beat yourself to it. I hope you are getting me. So that's another one. Another thing that can make you to stay motivated is you have to continue to remain ambitious. I want to write ambitious now, not ambition. You have to remain ambitious. When I say you have to remain ambitious, it means that you have to be joyful. You have to be what? You have to be able to look into the future and see the future as being realistic. I get what I'm saying now. That ambition that you have in the past must surely still be there. I get me. If you really want to what, you want to make it in the next diet, please remain ambitious. And also, please surround yourself with positive people. Now, I don't want you to underestimate this point. You see, most of the problems that we always have with some of our students is that the people that are around them, some of them do not even want them to even have. Some of them are even jealous or even not happy with them to passing the paper. Most importantly, normally happens in organizations when 3 or 4 or 5 people are actually in a particular department and they are required them to get to the next level. I mean, by submitting their getting the certificate, and you now see the mad rush. This one, before you even check your results, you will see people would have checked it for you, and they would have seen that that person failed. And with that, they were already announcing it around that, he failed again, she failed again. I get it. That will now affect your whole psyche, will now affect your productivity in the next diet. I get what I'm saying now. That means that you are not really surrounding yourself with those positive, you need a positive energy. Some people that will take you for who you are. I get it now. And that will come with a discernment. You'll be able to discern the environment you have part time. You want to see that environment you have part time those people that are surrounding you, and are they for the good or for the bad? I get what I'm saying. Do I need to keep short? I get it because of doing this exam in the office. Do I need to keep short at home? Do I need to, so that people will not have an high estimation about you, and when there are issues now, it will now be an issue for you to now start wanting to defend yourself of the reason why you fail or why you pass. I hope you're getting me now. That will affect your performance in the next time if you don't surround yourself with positive people, positive energy, people that love you, because you need the love to do this exam. So it's very important. That's another one. You need to solve. Please, I want you to continuously pick it. We are talking, all these are not gleaned from textbooks. We are talking from experience. I get those are the issues that you have to get yourself used to for you to excel in this exam. Another one is find inspirations. What are those things that makes you happy? Is it going to church? Is it music? Is it this? You need to have inspirations, because from inspirations brings out joy, love, and you'll be able to deliver. What are those things that inspires you? What are those things that makes you happy? What are those things that makes you who you are, that makes you good, that make you feel good? Please identify it. Indulge in them. It's going to assist you to the next level. The next one is you need to be passionate. When you say you are passionate, if you are not passionate, you will see the student will still remain unresponsible. Passion brings out productivity. Passion brings out success. Go and look at the mercy of the world. Go and look at the world, the federal of the world and all that. You see them; they are passionate about what they are doing. You are an accountant. I know you are going to become one this as soonest. You're going to become a general accountant soonest. I get it. So you need to identify your passion and be passionate about whatever you're doing. So that you can stay motivated. Create a positive mindset. That's another one. Irrespective of the point I'm teaching out this night, if you still have a negative mindset, it will still be hurting you. A positive mindset. We have some people, that because they have failed for 5 times, listen, I know of students that have failed for 9 times or 10 times. I know of students that have failed for 10 times and still pass the paper and still continue. And I'm nearly finishing the professions now. I mean, because the person had a positive mindset. A negative mindset will be telling you that you go in again, you fail. You go in again, what do you want to go and write? Negative mindset. A positive mindset will be telling you that what if another person can pass this paper? Then there is nothing limiting me from passing this paper. I can also do it. That's a positive mindset. So you must be able to identify a what in your mind. You must be able to create a kind of healthy environment in your mind in such a way that at any point in time you are joyous. Your mindset is configured to passing the exam, and you don't have a doubt. That means that it's boiling down to the fact that you must leave out doubt. Doubt that I can fail again because I failed before. Who tells you that you not get in this side and get 90 in the paper you have been failing? So please, you have to create a positive mind. And the last one is to expect the best result. Expect, even if you finish the exam, expect, even if you had an issue, we have a lot of experience that we can share with you of a student that will do 2 or 3 papers. And at the end of the day, the student will still clear the paper. Because what? His expectation itself is to the fact that he's going to pass that paper. But you see some students, immediately they finish the exam. They already condemn themselves. In fact, you'll be seeing them in the exam hall. You say, what do you put in number 2? Oh, number 3. I put this one in number. I failed it. I failed it. With that confession itself, you're already killing the exam now. Expect the best results. You finish. Leave it. Leave it for God. You've done your best. I get what I'm saying now. I don't even expect you discussing your exam, your paper in the exam hall. I know in your mind, you know that I'm saying the truth. Because these are the things that comes out. Even some students will have finished a paper and they are still having a paper in the afternoon. They will use the whole of the 2 hours interval to discuss the paper they just finished. And they already condemn this. We have some students that they will even finish the first paper. They will run home. They will say they're not going to do the first or second paper because they think that they failed the first one. Their energy is gone. That they are not happy. The second paper they will go. They will not stick. If you are in that category, you can just say hi to me on that on this platform, on this chat button. If you have done that before, that you will do. You have 2 papers in a day. You did one. You did one in the morning because of the fact that maybe plus or minus there are issues. You just decide to go. Just leave the second paper and you go. Meanwhile, that first paper, when they now release the result, you now eventually pass the first paper that you think you're going to fail. I get what I'm saying now. These are the issues. So you need to expect the best result per time. You don't need to, you have to per time express the best result per time. So that's that. These are the ways in which you can stay motivated. I get what I'm saying. As far as ICANN exam is concerned, I want you to ruminate on all these points. I get to me because these points will obviously assist you in this new diet you are going into. Now, having said that, so I want you to pay rapt attention to this area because this area is very key to passing this diet. It's not all about you reading alone. It's all about identifying the problems that students are facing that is making them to fail the exam. And working on that weaknesses, for the purpose of you passing the exam in the long run. I get what I'm saying now. So what are even the reasons? I saw two reasons there. What are the reasons for failing ICANN exam? / the tips on how to pass the exam in a record time. Let's identify the reasons now. Now, you see, when I'm identifying this reason, you will agree with me that some of these reasons, 2 or 3 points, is even affecting you as you are sitting down. I get as you are listening to me. Let's take those reasons for failing the ICANN exam and the possible tips on how to pass this exam, on how to pass them. By looking at those reasons. Now, let's start with the first reasons why we can have an issue with the ICANN exam. Now, the first one is your wrong choice of tuition house. wrong choice of tuitionals. This is a very important issue. Please, I want you to get it right. I'm not because I'm on the platform of FCA conversing that FCA is the best and so on and so on. Fine, we are good. They're doing fantastically well. I can't deny that. They're doing well. I can attest to my colleagues and to the team. I get in there. But number one problem that students are facing ultimately, I get what I'm saying, is a wrong choice of tuitionals. You see, we have some students because of their not being patient enough in the course of starting this exam. I mean, someone will just introduce the center to them that this center is doing well. They visit them, they visit the center, to start their lectures in there, and they will be unable. Some majority of them will not be able to ask some vital questions about that centers in which they refer them to. I get something. And those questions that they're unable to ask at the initial instance will now be the reasons why they will be having issues or why they will be struggling. I get what I'm saying now. That simply means that it's not all about you saying that you have a center. They say you should go to a center or a tuition house and you just go there, give the money and start the lecture. I guess you need to ask some valid questions about the centers. Is this center okay as far as the lecturers? What are the qualifications and experience of these lecturers or the facilitators in this center? It's very important. You want to know the experience of those lecturers. You want to know the pass rates of this center. How are the students passing in the past? If you don't ask these questions, you will not be able to get the fact about the center, because immediately you log in into the center and you pay your money, it means that means that you are going to run for the next 3.5 months or thereabouts with that center. Either it's good or bad, you just stick to them because you have paid the money and you don't want to repeat the money again. I hope you get what I'm saying now. That simply means that if you are going for this diet, you need to ask questions about the centers in which you are referred to. What is their timetable like? Do they have a structured timetable? What are the pass rates? What is the pass rate in the past? How have they been managing them, the center? When there are issues in center, how are their lecturers? Are they aggressive? Are they, these are fine. What is the logistics like? Are they really, all these have to be asked before you look at it. It said you need to get information about a good tuition house. Get information about good tuition house. And also ask some vital questions about the past performance of the center. That is number one. Please have it at the back of your mind, because this is one of the genesis of failure of most of the students. I know you know in your mind that some of you know that this will probably be a reason why you failed the last time. Please ask questions. Now, the second reason why we have students failing the exam is wrong subject combinations. A student that just passed from foundations or from skill, let's say from skill, going to final, and she knows that they told her or him that in final they have 5 papers. In final, and she knows very well that she will not be able to accommodate that 5 papers because of his existing activities. Now she wanted to now do 3 now and do 2 later. Now the question now is that what are the 2 that you are going to do now? What are the 3 you are going to do now? Some of the students do not even know the combination of those papers, because they will not know that those papers are linked. I hope I get what I'm saying. The linkage are there. I get what I'm saying. You just see them, they will just go and pick 2 heavy subjects together. Let's say, for instance, they will just go and pick, maybe they know that they will not be able to withstand SFM and CR. Being that SFM is mathematically inclined, CR is is a standard inclined, and you know that the capability, because no question, you did not ask questions. What you just is that, okay, let me just pick this 2 and go ahead and start doing. I'll do the remaining 3 later. Now they will not get there. They will not say what is work. They will not start explaining modify internal rate of return, all these things. And the CR person will also come in. Now will come into all these IAS, IFRS, everything start bombarding. They will not get to the middle of the guys. Now say, I'm not sure I'm going to go into this exam this time, because already had the wrong subject combinations. So and some of them will put throughout the diet, and they will now go into the exam. They will not start having issue in the exam. In fact, I've seen a student that a week to the exam or 2 weeks to the exam, they say he did not even remember anything in the exam. He received all the lecture, she received all the lecture throughout the diet. But say, now my head is wide. I don't even know what they are talking. And work, I don't even know what is work. This was the person that received level for 3.5 months. Because the combination of those subjects are not just top notch, they're not just right. Ask questions. Ask the directors, ask those handlers of those centers, or those experienced people. In there are those people that are fast and they have gone ahead of you. Ask them questions on what are the best combinations. I guess look at this. Relate with your senior colleagues on the best subject combinations, because that should be a basis of failure sometimes. I guess another one is it's not compulsory to do all papers in a diet. Please get it right. Some students, because they wrote 5 papers, 4 papers in skill, and they pass the 4 papers, they'll bring the energy to final. Fine, it's good if you have all the time in the world to read. But if you know that your program at work or other things that you are engaging in, apart from this lecture, if it's going to mar or affect your assimilation in class, then I beg you, slash the courses into 2, do 3 2, do 3 now and do 2 later. It's not compulsory, not that your friend actually sat for 5 papers. You two are going to sit for 5 papers. No, you shouldn't do that. Look at that's why I told you the other time that you should not at any time, compete with anybody. If 2 of you actually pass through the skill and you pass and you get to final, and you did the 4 papers together and you pass the 4, you're not necessarily doing that in final, you also do the same thing. No. Look at what worked for you. It's very important. We're talking from experience. I know by God's grace, this diet that you are going into, whatever the paper that has been holding you, you are going to pass this diet. For the mere fact that you're on this platform this night, please just yield to instructions. I hope you're getting. That's the second one. The third point here is anxiety, pressure from workplace, anxiety. Someone was saying, can we give 3 combinations for professional? All these will be taken care of our facilitators. Yeah. Now, the next one is anxiety. I'm telling you, we have some students that what exactly their problem is anxiety. Pressure from workplace. You see some students, they will get into exam. I've seen a student in the exam that she knows what to write, but she could not, the first 1 hour, she could not write anything. She was just looking. She was just shaking in the exam. This is not just rhetorics or that I'm just talking from textbook. No, this is practical. The first 1 hour, she did not write anything. She could not write anything. And she knows it all. She knows those things. She could not come in and say that. It was 1.5 hours. That was why she failed it. When she came out, she came to tell me that. I said, this is what happened. I said, man, you have to calm down. This is not a do or die affair. You will pass this paper if you calm down. Don't allow anxiety to allow it to destroy you the success. So we now need to debrief her. And when she now went to exam, sincerely speaking, the madam passed this exam, this diet, and she was so happy. I hope you're getting me. So what I would say is that anxiety is one thing you need to move out of yourself. So be calm. It's your money. It's not my money. You work for it. Why are you in a hurry? Why are you pressured? I get what I'm saying now. Be calm down. You will calm down, you see more. If some student will not calm down, you see that when you get to exam, they will say do 2 questions in section B, 2 questions in section C. They will go and do 3 questions in section B and do 1 in section B. They will do, instead of 2, they will do 3 in 1 section. They will now do 1 in the other section because they did not calm down. And they get to the exam, when they were to mark it, they will not cancel 1 of the 3 for them because they did not use to instruction. We have some students. Number 1 question is very easy. They will not see because they are in a hurry. They will not see it. They will just ask
They just start disturbing themselves on other paper. But meanwhile, that number one probably is easy because they've heard from someone that number one is difficult. The way it's just go to the next one. They did not peruse through it first and see because they are too anxious. That's one side. The second side is pressure from workplace. You see, I've heard this one severally. Pressure from workplace. You will see a lot of pressure from workplace. They will say, oh, come and deliver this. You have to they tender your result. You have to do this. If you don't do this, there will be another person on top of you. All these ones will not make you to be calm. Will not make you to be productive in the exam. Let nobody pressure you. This is an exam that involves your IQ, your intelligence, your preparations, and your comportment in the class. There is no way you want to allow external forces to attack you and you want to be productive. I get me now. So in fact, some of the students, they will not even give them, or they will not give them a free hand. They will not give them holiday in the office. You see them, no holiday. They will be pressured. I get me. If you are doing this exam, whatever it is, please ensure that pressure or stress or pressure should not be anything wanting. It should not be anything around you. I guess don't allow it around. You should be calming down. Reduce the number of people you discuss your exam with at your workplace. If you know that these people around you in the workplace they are going to pressure you, then shut them out till you qualify. In fact, some of our students, they are the ones that are even doing themselves indirectly. You know that if you are discussing your exam with your colleagues or whoever, they are going to mount pressure on you and you still continue discussing. Why are you doing the discussion? Why not just go ahead and minutes, please. Okay. Now, so sorry, please. Now, it should not, if you know that they are going to affect you directly or indirectly, pressured you, please try as much as possible to shut down. Don't discuss it so that it will not affect you. Now, the next thing that we need to look at are the reasons why students are failing is a student overconfidence. Students overconfidence. So when we say student overconfidence, what do we mean by student overconfidence? We have some students that they are brilliant child. They are brilliant child. They are intelligence. They are first class, and so on and so forth. I get it from their school. Now that energy that they are bringing from that school, they will bring it along into the exam, into the ICANN exam, and they also say they are going to pass it and because they have been passing it. I get what I'm saying now. So now the concern now we have is that there is no problem about that. Even there is no problem about that. Even if you are a professional, you have been passing in your school, you have been a distinction student or first class student, and you are coming into the ICANN. Yeah, it's good. It's a good energy, but you need to calm down. I get what I'm saying now. Because I've seen a student that actually, throughout his polytechnic days, were actually the best student, HND, distinction best student. Now, when I came into all these exams in the past, he has been the best. When it came to ICANN, skill paper, skill level, he passed. He told me that he's going to pass. He passed. He was going to pass. He passed all the 4 papers. Fine. When he now went to the final now, he now told me that he's going to pass the final like that too. I'm telling you, when the result came out, he passed 3 and he failed 2. I remember that 2 he failed was actually SFM and advanced audit. He now came to me and I said, wow, Mr. Taiwo, I can fail me. I've never failed in my life. Why would I can fail me? He said I did not do that. They destroy my reputation. They destroy my energy. I said, calm down. I know you are a distinction student. I know, but overconfidence is what's killing you here. I guess you overlook this exam. You overrated yourself as far as the exam, and they were dealt to. I guess what I'm saying now, you can see now. And later I asked, okay, you understood. So you now went again and now passed the 2 papers. Now can you see how overconfident? You know, we even have some students in class. When they're in class, you see that they will not jot anything down. They will just sit down there. They are brilliant, so they are very brilliant. They will sit down there. They'll be in the class. They will not put anything down. In fact, in the exam, they will tell you that throughout the exam, they will just use 2 days to read all the papers. I get me? And they will now go in to that exam and they will now be shocked with the way the examiner will what we deal with them. Well, am I saying that we don't have a brilliant or smart chapter that can pass with that approach? Fine, we have, but you have to be diligent. Don't allow overconfidence to affect you because it's one of the reasons why students are failing. So overconfidence is good to be confident, fine, but make sure you back it up with a good study time. That's it. And do not be too confident as to overlook the details. Pay attention to details because we are not in a race. What you want is to pass and go. So that means that you have to be what? You have to be careful. Student overconfidence is also a major problem that makes students over. The next one is overwork, lack of sleep. You see here, we have one of the major problem of students that are failing the exam. The reason why people are failing the exam is that people are overworked. You will agree with me, some of you, that in your workplace, you're already overworked. You see some students in class, when they come to class on Saturday, you see them dozing off. You see they will sleep, and they will sleep off. I get what I'm saying, because they're already overworked in their workplace. And even apart from being overworked, they will get home, they will not even sleep. Lack of sleep. I get what I'm saying now. And there is no way you want to increase your assimilations when you are having a sleep problem or you are overworking yourself, because there's no way you are using this brain for everything. And if this brain is stressed up, the retention of the brain will drop. So, and that will be affecting your performance in the exam. That means that I will advise our students that are going into this exam to try to plan very well, because how can you overcome this overworking and lack of sleep is for you to ensure that you plan very well. Please plan, because if you plan, you'll be able to marshal out your point. The way you are going to go in such a way that even if you are receiving lecture, that overworking thing will not affect you. Please, I want you to ensure that don't miss your sleep. 8 hours sleep is very thank you, Alaye. You're coming down. I can work and still have 8 hours. Okay. Yeah. You need to ensure that that work you plan very well in such a way that someone asked me questions that how can I combine ICANN and work? Fine, you can combine 2 planning. I get what I'm saying now. You shouldn't do 5 papers or 4 or the paper that will kill you. If you look at your workload in the office, I know that you can only do 1 or 2, then stick to the 2 and plan. Have your timetable. If it's just 30 minutes in a day that you are going to revise your material, for so be it. Understudy the timetable. I get what I'm saying, and look and follow it consistently. I get me and plan your sleep, plan your work. I get me now planning. People are doing too much and they're already having issues and they cannot even locate or place the issues. I get what, just that they are going to work on Saturday, they come to lectures or someone again, they resume and they're not really calming down and looking at what are ways to streamline their work in such a way that they will reduce the stress and they will be able to annex their energy and be productive. I get it. So there is always a solution to problems. I'm telling you, even if you are working tirelessly in your office and you want to do the exam, there are ways of combining those 2 things. I get it in such a way that you'll be happy at the end of the day. But irrespective of it, I know you are going to pass this exam. By God's grace. The next one is lack of examination skills. You see, we have a lot of students. Now, if this one is your own, you will agree with me that I'm saying the truth. We have some students that they lack the way they answer questions. That is just their own problem. They understood the principle, they understood everything. But immediately they hold the Bible in that exam. The way they are going to attend to those questions is a major problem. Let me tell you this. Whenever you look at that Pathfinder, those past questions that they normally compare, if you are solving their questions, please don't forget to go to look at their marking scheme. The marking scheme. The way they allot those half mark, 1 mark, 1 mark, half mark, half mark. Go and look at it. Now, if you look at it, you will see the emphasis of those examiners, what they allotted marks to more than the other. Because a lot of students do not even bother to the judge. Immediately they look at the question, look at the answer, they are okay. You see, if you are looking at that scheme, marking scheme, it's to give you an idea of how to go ahead in answering your questions in the exam. Sometimes, some people do not even know what's the meaning of summarize. They don't even know the meaning of discuss. I mean, advise, summarize, discuss, advise, exemplify, compute. All these things have their several meanings. They want some people to discuss, to advise in the exam, most important in advanced tasks. You will see the students, they will just compute PPT. They just leave it and go. They go to another one, they compute it and go. And submit, they say they want to pass. When you have seen that they said advice, and they put the name of the company there and your own name there as far as in that questions, and you just computed, they put the computation that you do not bother to present that what you have computed in that advisory form. You don't even have that at back of your mind. You just open and just go. And you want to pass. You want to compare yourself with someone that just did 3 questions and advice and put the relevant advice there. So please, I want you, if you are going into this exam this time, you need to go and learn those exam tips. I get me. What and what is that those way you comport yourself in that exam? You see some students, nearly collect their paper like this. The first 4 pages, they won't give. If you are part of that student in this exam, if you are one of the students like that, you can say hi to me on this platform. That the first 2, 3 papers like this, you already cancel. You get to the fourth page like this, you already shake it. A question that you ordinarily should have passed. Because we are not having that skills. A student that wants to pass this exam would have researched how the paper would look like, how you are going to arrange the paper, which one are you doing first, which one are you doing next, how you going to put it, all this would have marshaled out. So when you are getting into exam, it will now be easier for you to put it on paper. So please, if you look at it, if this one concerns you lack of examination skills, please, I want you to familiarize yourself with the various exam skills by studying the marking scheme and also listening attentively to your lecturer in class. Because out of the abundance of your lecturers, out of your lecturers' discussions, you will see that they will be laying emphasis based on their experience in the class, and those emphases are very valid in the course of doing the exam. So let's look at the next reasons why students are failing. Now, another one is inconsistency in class. You see, there are some students, they will register for a class that will run for 3.5 months. But you will see them. Today, they will go to party. Tomorrow, the party today is with Owambe, maybe marriage. Another day, another week, they will miss the class again. They will go to a ceremony or another maybe club. Another one, they will say their friend is doing birthday. You will now realize that they will now be what? They will now be justifying it in their mind that after all, I cannot forgo this party because this person also came to my own too. I have to go there. So the marks that will collect notes. And they will now start missing the classes. They will start missing it. I get me where they are giving valid points in class, they are not there. And even but as far as it may, you see, so even these students too, instead of them, when they come back to the class, they're supposed to even get the notes of what they missed. They will not even get, they will miss it out. They will just continue from where they stop. And you see them like 5 or 6 times go to one and then you diet, and they still want to perform the same way with someone that is consistent in class. It's not going to work. Now, did I now say that you should not go to party during that gestation, during that period? No, you can. But even if peradventure that you are going to go, and it's very important that you go, make it a point of duty that you have a friend in that class that you can actually relate with immediately after the class, maybe during the week, so that you can quickly get what they have done and document it. And not only documenting it, and asking them to also put you through on those areas that they are not comfortable with. I get what I'm saying now. And that is the best way to pass an exam. Consistency in class. You even have some students, they will come to class, they will come with a jotter and pencil. And that jotter and pencil is what they will be using. The jotter they use these first 2 weeks is not the jotter they will use the next 2 weeks. It's not the one they will use the next 2. They will just be inconsistent, erratic, inconsistent, and they still want to deliver in the exam. That means that if you are in that category and you are very inconsistent in class, please, I want to appeal to you that you should make it a point of duty in this time that from the word go, start with the student, start with the class, start documenting it. I get ask questions in class. Have a colleague that what you know that you can work with. I get so that you can share mind with, and these are the ways you can work. You can pass this exam. If you look at what I put there, do not form the habit of skipping classes. Regularly update your notes, and social gathering will come after the diet. You go to the one that is very important. Social gathering is a major killer, major problems as far as the passing exam is concerned, as far as that kind of stuff. Most of the exams, most of the lectures you are receiving are always on weekend, because they believe that you would have gone to work during the week, and on that weekend, that's when they normally keep their whole and bed and all this party. That means that you have to be able to know your honors and be able to know what exactly you will be doing per time. I hope you get what I'm saying now, and you should not mix the pleasure with that work. The next point that normally culminates to the failure of students is wrong phone or electronic gadgets usage. If you are in that category, I'm begging you to please prioritize the usage of your phone in class. Even if you are doing self-studying, try to know how to manage your phone, your laptop, all these social handles, social media and all that. You will be in class. You will see some students, they will not even listen throughout the class, but they will continuously be on that phone. I'm not saying you don't need to use phone. You have to use phone because that's your source of income. I get what I'm saying now. But you need to form the habit of ensuring that you are matured in mind, that you know what is right per time, and you don't just overdo things. I hope you get what I'm saying now. Pick the phone when it is important. Put it in silent when you are active in class. When you see that it's important for you to pick the phone, go and pick it and even tell them that, oh, please, you can hold on now. Please, I will call you back. Or, these are ways of managing this, because this sometimes, as good as those things are, they also form a kind of distraction to students in class. And that baggage, distractions over time, will also affect them in the exam. So I appeal to you to ensure that you are able to have a very good way of handling your phone. That's wrong phone electronic gadget. Look at what I put there. I said, I have a ground rule for phone usage in class to reduce distractions. Be matured and be productive in the usage of materials. So I want you to be matured in the productive usage of the phone in the class. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Now, assuming those questions that will be answered. Now, if this is for you, I want you to understand that this phone usage, you are not saying you should not use it. Be careful. This diet. Be careful. I guess don't let it affect your performance in class. Don't let it make you lose focus in class. It's very important. Another point that makes students fail is financial constraints. I get me. Now, this is from experience, please. Financial constraints. You have some students that are managing. We have some students that will come to you and say, okay, I don't have this money. In fact, some students will even slate the lecture fee. They say they're paying it 4 times, 3 times. I guess what I'm saying. When they collect their salary, that's when they will drop it. They will drop 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000. I get what I'm saying now. And even sometimes, some of these students that we know from experience, I get me, that even to buy the exam form is a problem. I get what I'm saying now. I know some of you will know that I'm saying the truth. even to buy the exam form, even that time to buy the exam form is the major problem. They cannot even eat during that time. They will not be able to even eat during that time. And they must do the exam. Now, someone that did not eat inside and they don't want to go and do exam, like how do you want to pass the two together? Like I said, what we can just say here is that we are praying by God's grace that God will divinely provide for us. The money that we are going to use to run this exam in record time and pass and go, God will provide it. Will provide it for us. To us who have a financial plan. I hope that getting you an accountant for crying out loud. I get what I'm saying now. What you want to do the next time, you should have had a plan for it. And the plan should have been that you have envisaged, okay, take your do. Yeah, you would have envisaged this exam. That I'm going to do this exam. How much should it cost me? Do your costing. I get what I'm saying. Okay, if I'm going to call everything going to cost me 100,000 or 80,000. Okay, how do I do this 80,000? I mean, I would have envisaged my transport and my feeding and all that. I get it. In my salary, I collect 50,000. Do I need to drop 10,000 every month in this for this project? I get it now. So if I drop it, how is it going to affect me? I get what I'm saying. So even in the exam, I would have projected that I'm going to buy the exam form this way. Do I have people that can solicit funds from? Again, do I need to do some manual jobs to get this money together? So these are financial plan. I get me. If I need to buy 2 jeans or 2 pants, I get me. Why can't I buy one for now and keep the one for the the remaining one? Do I need to buy a very expensive watch? Oh, this is okay. Let me just buy a small one and keep the remaining money. I mean, just for me to just overcome all this phase, so that when I finish and I'll be able to get a good job that will make me happy. Again, these are concerns. We understood that we have a lot of our students that are struggling, not even in this current economic crisis, Nigerian economic crisis. I get what I'm saying, where people are losing jobs and all that. I get it. But if you have a good plan in place, I'm telling you, I mean, a very sound financial plan. I know by God's sake, anything worth doing is worth doing well. I get it. You don't want to justify the value. I get the money you are paying. I get it. I don't justify it. I get it. Just know that when you do it, you are going to have a good return at the end of it. I get it. So please have a good financial plan. So for those people that are affected by these financial constraints, I want you to have a good financial plan and also ensure that you know what is right per time and what do you need to spend on per time is very important. Thank you. Now, in that instance, I said, plan your finances. Liaise with the tuition house on how to structure your payment. You can even relate with your center. Again, some of them are compassionate enough to be able to what? To be able to relate with you. I hope I get what I'm saying and tell you how we're going to plan your payment. And the next one is deficiency from tertiary institution. This is also a very major factor. If this one is your own, please, I want you to take note of it. Yes, you have a secret around. Now, deficiency from tertiary institutions. We have some of our students that are coming from university and they are having an issue. You know, some students, they don't even remember how to do mathematics, plus or minus scheme. They have some students, they don't even know how to move plus to this side, negative. You have a lot of students like that. I get what I'm saying, a deficiency from tertiary institutions. Our tertiary institutions are what are bastardized currently, and they are not what? They are not doing the needful. I get me, and our students are having, a student that wants to do performance management and actually coming from university, I had course accounting university. The student will tell you that, okay, I don't even know anything again. No. I don't even know where my books are. I don't even remember anything in course accounting. Please just take us like a primary school student, pupil. I get what I'm saying now because there are deficiencies from there. So if you have similar issue, if it's your own similar issue, please, I want you to try to go back to the previous classes, go back to your previous textbooks, try to quickly update yourself a bit before you get into the new class. I get what I'm saying. So that when they are talking, you will not be totally turn off. I get what I'm saying now. Because sometimes when the student get into class, from the word go, they already hate the lecturer because of the way the lecturer is bringing out those computations. I get what I'm saying. And that will affect their performance in the exam, even if eventually they struggle to do that exam. So if for the efficiency from tertiary institutions, always make reference to the previous level. A good self-study before the next class is very important. Thank you so much. The next one, so that we will not waste time, we have so that we can. Now the next one is lack of quality time, adequate preparation. We have a lot of students. If this is your own, please note it. We have a lot of students that are having a quality time. They don't have a quality time to read. They don't even have time to even sit down and read. They don't even read. I hope I can say that. I guess so. They just receive the lecture, they just go into the exam. Please, I want you to desist from that. Have a quality time for yourself. I prepare very well adequately. I get it, because that's also a major reason why students are failing. Create a quiet time. Have a timetable to assist in adequate preparation. That's very important. Now, the 12th one, which should be the second to the last one, is what? Is low self-esteem. Let me say this. When we say low self-esteem, some people they've already ridiculed themselves that they can never amount to anything. I know some of you understand what I'm saying. You already that this one that I'm just doing, and no pass. They already have a low self-esteem. I get me. And that low self-esteem will probably have been because of what has happened in the past, or the level of failure in the past, and so on and so forth, which will also affect their psyche as to whether they can pass or not. So that esteem issue has already rubbished whatever they have. I hope I get it. So that simply means that if you're having a low self-esteem, you need to check it. You need to check it. I get what I'm saying. Now, if you go maybe counseling units, let people advise you. I get it, so that this self-esteem issue will not rub off on your performance in the exam. And you get inspired, turn to God. We need to get closer to God. I get it, and believe that everything is doable. I get it. So that is also very important. And also, lastly, permutation of exam questions. That also has to do with that confidence. We have to consider they don't even read at all. What they do is that towards the exam, they will just go and bring out questions, those past questions. They will now say, this one will come out, this one will come out, this one will come out. They will now start cramming those one that they think that will come out. I get this out permutating. And most of the time, these things always fail. I get what I'm saying. You always fail them. I get it. There is nothing you want to use to substitute your quality preparations. I get what I'm saying. Qualitative preparations. I get it. So I want to say, I'm not saying you should not permutate. Sometimes they repeat their questions. I hope I get it. But in doing that, try to ensure that you also have a baseline. I get what I'm saying, a level of preparations that can put you through in that exam. Aside this permutation of questions. So ensure adequate preparations. Do not cram. This is a professional exam. Now, all these and many more are the reasons why our students are having issues in passing their exam. So we cannot exhaust everything, but what we can just do is to highlight some of these points and propose solutions to this point. So what I want you to do in my closing remark here is that I want you as a student that is going in for this next diet to identify all these points and identify which one is actually talking to you in the face of what, for the purpose of what, of solving the questions, of solving the problem, of providing solutions to it. Okay, so anyone, it's possible that all of them are not really affecting you, but one or two will be affecting you. I guess that is making you to have an issue in the exam. I want you to please look at it again and look at the one that affects you and provide solution to you internally, so that at the end of the day, when you get to the exam, success shall be yours. This is our presentation this night. I really thank you for your audience. I know by God's grace, this diet that you are going into, even for the matter that you're on this platform this night, by God's grace, you are going to pass this exam. You will not have any cause to repeat any of your paper this diet. Now. The level of preparations that you are pushing in this diet. For those people that have failed the paper 2 or 3 or 4 times, either PM or SFM, I don't even want to know what the name of that paper is. By the virtue of the fact that you're on this platform this night, you are going to pass your exam. Please, I don't want you to throw away all this point of your exam. So by God's grace, you are going to pass by God's grace. Yeah, I want to hand you over to my chairman. And whether you have 1 or 2 things to say, So my chairman, thank you so much. I'm done with this class, with this counseling session. Thank you. Thank you, chairman. Over to you, sir.
Okay. This is Absolutely wonderful. Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Mr. Taiwo, for the inspiration, right? And I do
yeah.
hope that we enjoy ourselves. I guess we have some questions in the chat room. Okay, probably you must have touched on some of them, but let me just go through some of them because of our time. Somebody is asking if you can have the slide. I'm not sure, maybe from your hand you can share with them on the chat room. You can upload that so that before they log out, they can download.
Okay.
Somebody saying, I tell you this PM, why taking up material on PM? We hear that a question was picked in the previous edition of the particular textbook after getting it another topic, you know. Please help me, all right? Okay, I guess he has, dealt with that. You see, all of that is still around permutation. I don't think we should be scary of questions if you really know those topics, right? And ICANN is not even asking you to answer, it's asking you to attempt. So, and he said something earlier that I liked so much. He said, when you're looking at those Pathfinder, go and look at the markings. See where they are awarding those marks or allocating those marks. It's going to help you, right? It's going to really help you. So just forget all the permutation, the pick question, this and that. And invariably, let me even tell you for free here, they are not picking questions from those textbooks, right? Those textbooks adopted, most of those questions were FCA questions. So I can't pick question from ACC, right? So it's just a kind of coincidence that you are thinking probably those questions were picked directly from those textbooks. So just be guided, okay? I think somebody's saying thanks for the encouragement and enlightenment. I also have someone here. Please, why constant failure in SFM? What can be done at the early stage? Okay, let me allow Mr. Taiwo to respond to that. I will also respond to that. So
Okay.
he's saying, why constant
Okay.
failure in SFM and what can be done at the early stage? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, let me quickly say something on that. Now, you see, for the SFM, you need to understand that the SFM is a computational paper, and it's computationally driven. You have a lot of computation in SFM and all that, and you need to understand that if you have a lot of computation in it, you see, it requires the students to understand this computation or understand mathematics very well. If you're already deficient in mathematics from the onset and you are getting into the SFM, I'm telling you, there is likelihood that you are going to have an issue with it. Again, that does not mean that issue is not surmountable. It's surmountable. It's surmountable in the sense that you need to ensure that you get yourself up to speed with what are the little mathematicals that are underlining this SFM. I get it. So if you don't have those little mathematics or have it upstairs, get someone that can teach you all the basics mathematics. Let's say, for instance, you are doing portfolio theory, and you see them, they are using all these big formula, the variant deviations, and so on and so forth. A student that will not understand deviations, the meaning of deviations in their secondary school or university days, and you want the students to perform in magic in a portfolio class. I get in knowing fully well that we have a lot of topics in that SFM class, and they will not allot more than 3 or 2 classes for the portfolio. Okay, that means that if a student understood that these deviations, understanding of deviation and so on and so on will be useful in that portfolio, why can't you go and force them to study that first? Try to self-study yourself and even ask people to even expatiate on some of these things for you. So that when they are now using those knowledge to buttress the principle under the SFM, you'll be able to integrate quickly. I hope you are getting me. That's one of the major problems that we have in the SFM. And another problem that we have is that some of them they already determine in their mind that they won't pass SFM. They already know that by the structure of that paper, they believe that they will never pass it. So anything that you have actually added in your mind that you are not going to pass, who is going to change that mindset? That comes to the fact that one of the points I raised that your mindset must be right.
I get in. If you are getting to exam, believe that you can do it. In God, everything is doable. Hope you are getting it. So that's my point on that. Chairman, you can also have a point on that. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. We spent a lot of time tonight, and we
Yeah.
need to go and take some rest. But before we go, right, let me say something here. Let me say something, and I'm going to pick that XFM for as an example. Okay,
Yeah.
now as ICANN student, you must understand the language of each paper. All right, you must also know those topics that looks like a foundation to those papers. For example, when you look at SFN, if you don't, normally when you want to start, they will start with mathematics or finance. Then from
Yeah.
there you go to cost of capital. So if you don't know cost of capital, how do you get away with NPV, APV, and the likes like that? Okay, and you have to be mentally prepared, regardless of whatever information you've heard. Oh, SFM is heavy, SFM is this, and just like you said earlier, you just have to tell yourself, people that are passing, they don't have two heads now, right? And he also said something on the slide, if you can see, he said, turn to God. Do you know that some of these issues might even be spiritual? So you might need to pray, right? Especially if you are putting so much effort and you think, you're supposed to pass and, something just, went wrong somewhere. So you might need to, also seek maybe spiritual rebirth or stuff like that. So you can't really, you know, uh, turn that away. Okay, so it is very important. So I want to leave you with this. All right, as you prepare for May 2023, I want to strongly advise, like he has also told us, wrong tuition house is a major concern. Let me also tell you something. Anybody that passed PM, for example, will tell you what he or she did that makes him or her to pass PM, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to follow suit. So that's why you emphasize on the fact that you have to determine what works for you. I saw somebody that wrote to me and said, she only used my notes in class, FR class, to pass FR. Somebody else can do that and fail. You wouldn't know the extra stuff that the person has done. You may not even know, maybe that's the fifth time he's writing that makes that note to work. So I'm not saying if you use notes or if you follow what somebody has done, it won't work. No, but then you also need to take a step back and really look out for what works for you. For example, I was writing a paper. I never attend tuition house. I never read at night. Okay. I just maximize on my little time I have during the day. In fact, most times when I'm at work, I'll just be thinking in my head, I'll say, this paper, this exam we want to write. So if I'm in the library now, reading for this same exam, and me, I'm at work. So mentally, I'm aware that there is much to be done. So the little time I have, I just have to, capitalize on it. So just like you said again, you have to go to party, you have to do this, I can't we automatically, no matter how brilliant you are, it's going to take away some of this pleasure from you. And let me tell you something, it is not forever. It is for a period of time. Once you are chartered, you are chartered. Nobody's going to come and call you, come and write SFM, come and write case study. It's not possible. And if you pass a paper by chance, you are expecting to fail, and all of a sudden you pass. You are even wondering, what did I write that I passed? The next paper, you have to be careful. So don't carry, that aura to go and write the next paper. You need to be sincere with yourself. Okay, let me give you this example. I have a friend, that came to our center, used 4 weeks to prepare for FR, just intensive class, and passed. He was playing all along. So just 4 weeks, came and passed. Then now he said he's going to do the same thing for PN. And I warned him, don't do it for PN. The fact that you did it for FR and you went away with it doesn't mean it will actually. He said, no, so all throughout the night. Do you know this exam you want to do May 2023? So if I've started since November last year, they been studying. And you've not even started. You're still struggling with combination of courses and all that. Do you know that this, my friend, is chartered now, right? He wrote PM 5 times. He was using the same strategy he used for FR. So now, as somebody, and when you have issues with PM, the moment you get to professional class, you have to double up, especially for SFM, right? Even though some people say they are later, me, the issue around SFM is I can actually combine about 3 papers together. Advanced performance management, financial management, and advanced financial management. So that's why it's a bit bulky. But at the same time, we have a good lecturer, good tuitioners. They have a way of breaking it down and connecting it back, and it's going to be like a piece of paper for you. So we really wish you guys well. Thank you for joining us this evening. This First Choice Academy. And of course, we're going to start our lectures, the success train July 7th. That will be on Saturday by God's grace. And of course, we are also expanding to Stream 2, which will start February 4. So I want to there are a lot of questions from that I will. Please drop your contact on the chat room so you can chat him up. You can also call him just on the chat room, please. Kindly drop your phone number so that you can pick it up from them, because I know some people might not be on any of our platform as we speak. Then you can also get through. You can also see some of our content on your screen. You can pick that. You can screenshot. Okay, so please feel free to talk to us anytime for counseling. You also mentioned wrong course combination is also very key. Okay, so look at your schedule, look at what works for you. It doesn't really matter if you're writing 1, 2 papers. It's better for you to write 1 or 2 papers and pass than write 5 or 4 and fail everything. And if you score 2 or score 3, it doesn't mean you cannot score 90. Okay, I've seen somebody that scored 7 p.m. At the end of the day, now 19 p.m., 10 p.m. So, so it's all about positive mindset, as you have told us. So God has really used Mr. Taiwo to bless us this evening. Okay, so I don't really have much to say. So thank you for joining us, for staying tuned. So we'll still continue to have different programs for you guys. So please watch out. And remember, this is election year. Okay, so what does that mean? It simply means that some of our weekends that may not be lectures because of election, okay? And what if there's also a rerun election? So don't be carried away with that. Or although FCA got you covered, those periods will ensure that lecture continues so that we can cover over 95% of ICANN syllabus and prepare you to be in good shape for that exam. We wish you the very best of luck. Enjoy your evening. See you guys later. Good night. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You can unmute yourself and talk before you log out.
Thank you very much,
Let's
sir.
see.
We really
Thank you,
appreciate
Mr.
it.
Taiwo.
God bless you, sir.
I would like to have a contact.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you should see my face. Yeah, come and see my face.
See our chairman's face.
Please,
We are
okay.
Thank you.
God bless
Have a nice
FCA.
time. Have a nice time, please.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving.
You're not leaving. Okay. Okay, let me drop my contact too in case you might want to contact us. Okay, we'll drop the slide on the chat room, right? Sorry, on the platforms. That's WhatsApp.
Put it on the listing on the screen, please.
Okay, we will.
I can take it down now. Yeah.
Okay, Prof, is it possible from your side to upload?
No. Let me just put my number. So.
Okay, that's his number. You can pick his number, so he will send it to you.
Yeah, they can call. You can send it to them.
All right. You can also chat me up if you want me to add it to the platform. All right, now. Yes. Thank you. Good night. Take care. We're going to work tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.